Well, good morning from Kilgore, Texas. This is Jill Powers, the River Daughter, coming to you after seeing Downton Abbey, the grand finale, on Thursday afternoon. And I wanted a little time to process it because there's a lot to process there. But um, anyway, thumbs up or thumbs down. Well, what do you think? You have a film that, in my opinion, is the best I've seen this year of anything. It reprises all the old characters except for one, which is the one disappointment that you can't do anything about, since that is the loss of Maggie Smith, of Dame Maggie Smith. You have reels, clips out there of her comeback lines in this series, and I've got to tell you, this whole family, they seem like a real family. And even if they are aristocrats, they are not without their big problems. I mean, really big problems. And you get a sense of what they've gone through together, what the family, what all these characters, Lady and Lord Grantham, Cora Grantham's brother Harold, which is portrayed by Paul Giamatti in a very typical way. And I've got to agree with Polly, Latino Slant, that when you see that part of the supporting cast is someone of the caliber of Paul Giamatti, you know what you've got as a winner, because he doesn't appear in just anything. But in any case, the cast has that magic je ne sais quoi. I don't know how to describe it. It is a cohesiveness. They are so used to playing against each other that you get the subtlety and the nuances of their experience and what they're going through. And even though they're in this position in society, they just have this magic rapport. So main cast again, Elizabeth Montgomery playing Lady Cora Grantham. That's I don't have them in order here, but Lord Grantham, Lady Edith Hexam, she's got her count and everything's fine with her. But as usual, the problem, the fly in the ointment that we start off with is a conflict that is going to involve, guess who? The Ice Queen, Mary. Okay. This film is exactly what, as a fan, you would expect it to be. It was big, it was grand. One regret that I have is that I wasn't able to watch it on an IMAX screen, in something of a bigger screen, because in this particular theater, this smaller screen, all the colors washed out, and you really want to be able to see those colors pop, especially with the ladies' gowns. And it's just gorgeous. The scenery is gorgeous. The dialogue is spot on. Yes, you laugh and you cry. I teared up near the end because it was very sentimental. Going to take a sentimental journey. That you will take a sentimental journey. This is one of the reasons I love watching this show, but like everybody else of my nature, for whatever reason, I don't watch it while it is going on. I came to it later, and it actually gives me some time to process everything from beginning to end, because it very much, the last chapter of this film, it is kind of a wrap up from the very first episode. that you got. You get a sense of closure here, that they are moving on into the future and things will never be the same, but they still have their family legacy at the end. So even with all the problems, Cora's brother Harold, of course, is another problem. But as usual, the controversy surrounds Mary, so you can expect that going in. You kind of expect it just from well, the title. I mean, the grand finale. This is it. They're not getting back together. They you know, they've already lost the most major of their cast members, and you know, only stand to lose more at this point. So, you know, yeah, right. End it while the ending is good. Okay, don't wait and like what with Game of Thrones and you know, the 11th and 12th hour throwing everything in the kitchen sink, and it just doesn't work very well, and audiences hated it. They hated what they did with the characters in the end. So if you're a Downton Abbey fan, you will love this film. I guarantee it. I give it a fat 9.5 out of 10, which for me is a 95, and that's an A+. So, oh, and by the way, scenes like the Ascot opening day, I mean, I was very tempted to yell out, "Come on, Dover, move your blooming arse." Okay. I know, maybe that's silly if you don't know my fair lady, Audrey Hepburn's character Eliza Doolittle yells that out when Higgins takes her out to Ascot. So, but you know, Americans, we have our kind of Ascot, and that's Kentucky Derby, of course. Maybe not. Well, it can be just as swanky. What am I saying? I mean, that is where some of the elite go into horse races. So anyway, but be that as may, all these characters. Lady Merton is back. She kind of leads the charge where Maggie is no longer there. She has the same acerbic wit, very good at executing it and cutting people off at the right place who need to be cut off. And then you've got the relationship between Lady Edith and Lady Mary, which of course is sisters. They've had conflict since day one, and remember what Mary got in trouble for before, and of course Edith did something very, very mean to her after that, and really got her in a big pickle. Anyway, we go through Mary's husband's Matthew is killed in a car wreck. Then she marries the race car driver, and this is where we come to in this film is Mary is getting a divorce. Okay, so, and that's a scandal. But anyway, that's as much spoiler as I'm going to give you, is just to say that once again she finds herself getting into it and getting into it and getting into it. She just, this is just her personality type, but she is the ice queen. And actually Edith kind of helping her and saving her this time, so that's a good thing. But anyway, so that is my assessment. Great dialogue, great writing, great characters, cohesive acting. And by the way, just to let you know, with Anna Bates, Joanna Froggatt Paulie had mentioned in his review that he got to see a couple of the cast members. One of them was Froggatt, okay, is Anna Bates, and then as Tom Branson, Alan Leach. So he got to see them when he went to his premiere. Must be nice, Paulie. But anyway, her character, I was reading on IMDb, and she was basically allowed to write her character. She was pregnant during the filming of this, and so you gotta stand and cheer for her, because you know that's gotta be difficult with all these lovely gowns and everything, and all these wonderful costumes, but they wrote her, allowed her to write her own character. And I find that the best movies are the ones where the actors are given a little bit of wiggle room with ad-libbing. And you find out just how talented they are then, and they're not strapped down to bad writing by bad writers. Okay, I think it was great that they let her do that, and you can tell that they just have this really cohesive magic with this cast. But anyway, that's my assessment. I highly recommend it, highly, especially if you're a big modernist fan like I am and was. That was my specialty in literature, was modernism. I'm going to have to educate some of you about what postmodernism means, though, because you don't, some of you have some, well, I'm not going to say wrong ideas, that they're misled, okay. Anyway, be that as it may, go see it, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.